Good morning, good morning. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And I wanted to jump in and do this quick live video today because I just had some really huge, big revelations that kind of hit me, like those light bulb moments that we can all have. And just really wanted to share this because I think I absolutely know that this impacts all of our lives all of the time. So it's a huge one. Hey, Christy, great to have you on, Dylan. So this is one of the things that when you know how to start to shift and change this, life can become so super extraordinary as well. Hey Sandra, great to have you on, Dylan. Say hi if you're jumping on as well, or send me some love if you feel like it or if it's really resonating with you. So the reason why I wanted to jump on, I know that so much of our belief system can create so much pain and so much suffering in our life as well. And the biggest problem with our beliefs is that we believe them to be true. And therefore we look for why that's true or how that's true in our life. Whatever we believe to be true, we'll be looking constantly for the evidence to reinforce that belief as well. So, hey Erica, great to have you on, Dylan. So if we are having the experience or we feel like we have this deep-seated belief, which according to human psychology and Tony Robbins, every single human on the planet has that feeling that we're not enough at times, and there'll be all sorts of ways that this actually plays out as well. Or whether we're deserving of something, or whether it's okay for us to have something, or whether it's okay for us to be this or to be that, or we're too much of this or too much of that, or we're not enough of this or not enough of that. Thanks, Sarah. Great to have you on, Dylan. All of these things impact how we feel, not only about ourselves, but also how we actually interact in the world every single day. So if you have a belief that that it's not okay to spend money on yourself, or if you have a belief, that was the one that I just kind of cleared this morning. Hey Tadia, great to have you on, Dylan. Or if you have a belief around that you're not good enough, or another friend reached out to me the other day, which is also a reason why I wanted to jump on and do this today, is that she had a belief around study or training or doing courses, and she didn't feel like she was intellectually smart enough. She always felt dumb when she was like writing through some of the stuff. So some of us have had, those experiences from school. Hey Kylie, great to have you on too, Dylan. Some of us have had some experiences at school as well that have been like so detrimental to our learning, and I quite often can feel a little frustrated. I think the educational system does a brilliant job in lots of areas, but sometimes there can be, it's almost like the fish trying to climb the tree or the monkey climbing the tree, and really there's not a lot of comparison. What our gifts and talents are and how that's evolved or how that's encouraged can be quite different depending on what our skills and talents are whilst we're in school as well. And I think that there's a lot around that that's improving, but we've still got a long way to go as well. So this is why, and she reached out to me just around mindset, around how can she improve that so that she feels like she can commit more to her studies. And maybe, hey T, this is for you, sweet. Maybe taking some time as well just to write down what your limiting beliefs are, or if you're feeling brave and you want to share with other people, because what you'll actually find is we're all human and we all have these same beliefs or very similar beliefs or similar stories as well. Hey Alistair, great to have you on. That can be really painful for us. And so like even a belief of I'm tired or I'm always exhausted, you will continue perpetuating that same experience for yourself, because we can't attract the solution, we can't find the solution from believing the problem to be true all the time. And that's what's frustrating about this, is because a belief is something that we've thought so much. Hey Heather, great to have you on. We've thought for so long that we actually genuinely believe it to be true in our experience. And so if you've had a thought that that I'm not smart enough to go back and do a course perhaps that you're wanting to do, or to restudy or to retrain, hey Sarah, then you're going to keep perpetuating that thought as well. So we have so many beliefs, and literally, whatever you believe to be true, you will be creating that experience in your life. So the best way to describe this is, it's like we've got like a set of glasses or filters on that we're looking through, which are then projecting onto the world all of our beliefs. And so we look for so if we believe that we're not pretty, or we're not enough in some way, or perhaps there's been a belief like I'm invisible, people just don't notice me, we will tend to look down. We will tend to not look up and greet the world. We may not smile as much at people, or we may not be as engaging in terms of putting ourselves out there and reaching out and connecting with people ourselves. Hey Nancy, great to have you on, honey. We may delete or forget about all the times where people have waved or have noticed or have spoken to us. So there's all sorts of ways, and these deep-seated beliefs that really can create so much pain. I know, like, I had a belief for the longest time that I was fat and ugly, and truly believed that as absolute my truth. And so every time I looked in the mirror, all I saw was fat and ugly, and that was so painful. It wasn't until I was 32, like all those years of actually then realizing and going, oh my God, what if that is actually not true? And sometimes, you know, it can still come up a little bit, but I tend to dismiss it a lot more. Hey Chris, great to have you on. Hey Amanda. So if anybody's got perhaps like a belief that they are really challenged around, please pop it in, because we can definitely do some work on here like now and just clear that stuff and get rid of it as well. So if you believe that love is a particular way, or a relationship needs to be a particular way, so it might be, you know, no matter what, and this was one of mine for a long time, unconditional love was just like accepting everything. So I allowed myself to be treated like a doormat. I allowed myself to be, you know, like just treated really badly, because I was actually accepting that from my belief system of, oh, well, this is just what love is. No, love can be whatever you want it to be. Life can be whatever you want it to be. If you believe that life is a struggle, life is going to be difficult and a struggle. If you believe that you are lucky, you're going to win door prizes, you're going to have amazing opportunities to you, because you'll be open to those, you'll be looking for those opportunities, and you'll be taking action on those things. If you believe that you're unbelievably unlucky, you will create the circumstances that continue to create this in your life as well. Hey Catherine, great to have you on. Hey Donna, lovely to have you on too, honey. So this is so important to really understand. Everything that you are currently experiencing in your life is a result of what you believe to be true. If you believe that you're deserving and worthy of a particular set of income, that is the income that you will be creating right now. If you believe that more than that is too much, and some of this might be subconscious, or, you know, like a lot of this is kind of imprints from society as well, in terms of what we believe that society thinks is normal, is okay, all of that. I know even just being spiritual was a huge thing for me. I felt weird, I felt wrong for being spiritual. So like, we judge ourselves so harshly on this belief system that we all have. But our most detrimental beliefs that we have is what we believe to be true about ourselves, or what we believe that we're deserving or worthy of, because that will literally determine how you're treated in life, how you allow yourself to be treated, what you stand up for, what you ask for, what you allow yourself to receive, and how you sabotage yourself in other ways then, if you're actually not you don't believe that you're worthy or deserving of it. And a great example of this is in January, like, I had a massive month, more than doubled my normal monthly revenue, which was fantastic. And I did the manifestation work, and then I've had like this spin-off, this self-sabotage around that afterwards, where I didn't feel like I was worthy of spending money on myself. So it's okay to earn the money and have the money, but I had to spend it on everybody else and not give it to myself. So Donna, I can totally relate to that as well too, honey. So we can definitely do some stuff around that too, and thank you for your courage and vulnerability. And so what I found, like, I was self-sabotaging in not allowing myself to receive. So I would not allow myself to receive as much love from my partner. Like, there was just all these little spin-offs then where you feel agitated, or you just don't feel quite right internally. So I do want to touch back on the other one around study. So basically, like, you'll know whether a belief's serving you or not but just by asking yourself, how do I feel when I think that thought or when I believe that thought? And remember that your beliefs are nothing more than a thought that you've thought for so long that you now believe it to be true. And this is where you don't have to believe what your beliefs are. You can change your beliefs in any single moment. The problem with it is that generally it's heavily anchored in. And whether that's from what we've learned from our parents, we take so much in from 0 to 7 in that subconscious mind. But 2 really fast ways of starting to shift and clear your beliefs is, number 1, ask yourself what you want instead. But number 2, do the Byron Katie work. And a really simple way of doing this without running through all of the questions is, how do I feel with that belief, or how do I feel if I believe that thought to be true? So if you're saying I'm not enough, or I'm not smart enough, how do I feel when I believe that thought? Oh, I feel like rubbish. I feel like, why even bother? I feel like I can't do this. When we believe that we can't do this, what do? We give up, we walk away from it, we get distracted, we procrastinate, we feel overwhelmed, we feel exhausted, we feel tired, we feel such a sense of resistance. And the reason why I do this is when we feel resistance, we feel like we kind of can't go anywhere. And that's what our belief system does. It jams us up emotionally and physically, where we feel paralyzed, generally in fear, where we feel like we can't move forward with stuff. So when we actually take down the belief system of I'm not smart enough or I can't do this, without that thought, how do you feel? Oh, I feel like I could perhaps attempt it. I feel like maybe things are possible. Can you feel how it just instantly starts to open you up a little bit more as well? And it's like taking down one wall. And when that's the case, then you can move about, the resistance starts to dissipate as well. So anytime that I find myself feeling resistant, and that can show up in so many different ways. It can show up as like fear paralysis, or just like avoiding something. So like every time you go to do that thing, then you're like, oh, I'll go do the dishes, or I'll go, like even sometimes jumping on lives, I notice that I have a bit of resistance around it. What are they going to think? So how do I feel when I believe the thought? What are they going to think? Oh, I feel judged. I feel like I shouldn't speak. I feel like my thoughts are not important, or what I've got to share is not important. And so like that makes us feel like rubbish. So anytime you have a thought or a belief that feels like rubbish, the best part is you can change that, but you also don't have to believe that as well. Hey Rick, great to have you on. Hey Jen, hey Anne. So that's so important to remember. And if that's the only thing that you take from this, is you don't actually have but I was blaming everybody else as well. Like I was feeling frustrated. I was just like, why do they keep treating me that way? And I would try and control people then through fear and want them to be different so I could be okay, as opposed to me actually stepping up and going,